Hi everyone, Beth Tarek here. I had just done the same video a few minutes ago, but without my earbuds on, and the quality that my computer microphone picks up is quite poor. So if anyone has tips on how to improve the audio microphone quality on a Mac, please reach out. Anyway, my thought of last night and into this morning is our online presence and how it's an extension of who we are. It is who we are, in my opinion now. Some people, aren't on Facebook, aren't online a ton, and that's cool. That works for them. But for those of us that are on the internet, everything is trackable and nothing ever goes away. Everything impacts us. It's what we consume. So thinking of Facebook, it's something that we're all on all the time. When we go to the bathroom, we're all on Facebook. We're sitting on the toilet, like reading through Facebook, or maybe responding to a text, but probably on Facebook. When we're driving, we're scrolling on Facebook. When we're at work, we go to Facebook to, take a break from whatever work activity we're working on. When we're, sitting around the dinner table, probably looking at Facebook. It's ingrained in our lives, whether you like it or not. It's what we spend our time on it. I personally feel it's a tool of good. I've done a lot of business on Facebook just by being in various groups for interests that I have. Real estate, found a house on there in a wholesale group, and that's the one that we're flipping now. I'm in a few groups for things like field notes. So literally field notes, notebooks like this. There's a group called Field Nuts, and yesterday I reached out to a lady in there, and she was commenting that she would like a phone case that would also hold a field note size notebook. So I offered to make her one. I've never done it before, but I'll give it a go. So there's business to be made in commerce to be had in places like that. There's a ton of goodness. There's research and articles and pages you can follow, and small businesses you can find and support, and blogs and videos and humor, comedy, like whatever your interests are, there's stuff there. I've heard a lot of people say over the years that they were going to delete their Facebook account, and I'm like, why would you do that? Like, that's like cutting off like a source of goodness for me. But their experience was much different. They might have been getting in some fights with family or something like that. So use it for a tool of good, starting today. Like if something, brings you anxiety that you're reading on there, unfollow it. I've unfollowed hundreds of people because they can't type a complete sentence when they post updates, or, it looks like, I don't know, they're drunk all the time, or they're just insultful. Is that a word? Insultful? Full of insult? We'll do that. They're, just all those things. And, I could easily go the route of I'm gonna comment, I'm gonna change their mind with my opinions because I'm right and they're wrong. That's not gonna happen. So just think of things like that. How are you using not only Facebook but the internet as a whole? Do you use it for reading the very negative news that you could watch on TV as well, or do you read it to educate yourself, to expand your mind, to find new ways to work out or cook, or new recipes, or ways to improve how you dress, how you shop, how you consume, how you live, how to decorate your house, how, all of these things are on there. And I think that we all have room for improvement. There's always room to grow and learn more. It's also a way to keep up with people, of course. That's, what it was originally designed for. I'm following the health updates of a family friend that's going through some issues, and I just think it's a tool of good. It's there for communication and connection, but don't let it replace the human connection. I think a lot of us have lost that, myself included. It's easy to just text somebody instead of call. You don't have the possible rejection of their voice or seeing their face. It's easy to just send an email versus something else, because email might get lost, and you can just say, well, I sent it, and then the ownership is on them because you sent it. So I think going back to my point, it's an extension of who we are. So if you look at my personal page or even my business pages, I share out a lot of things that I believe in, that I believe that can help people improve their lives, improve their, expand their thinking, you know, that are funny, things like that. So, if you look at my page, you can get a sense of who I am really quickly. And Facebook knows that. They have, probably millions of analytical points, of data points on us that, can pinpoint exactly who we are. They can pinpoint how our brain works, how our personality is laid out, just overall how we're wired, our habits, our sleep habits probably, because I know that I'm on Facebook very late and I'm on Facebook very early. All of these things, play into it, and people, are afraid of big data, but that's what it is. It's big data. Like, who cares if everything you do online is tracked? Like, it's the internet. Like, of course it's tracked. Of course, like, why would you not want that? And there's privacy things and whatever like that, but, it is what it is. So just embrace it and use it for a tool of good. So, how do you spend your time? How do you spend your time on Facebook, on Instagram, on Snapchat, on Twitter? Do you follow people like Gary Vee, like Tony Robbins, like Oprah, like Chase Jarvis, like Dr. Wayne Dyer, like, Tom Bilyeu, like all these people? Or are you following like the Jerry Springers, So start replacing with, bad with good, negative with positive. Detrimental to to healthy. Just like with food, if you love chocolate, like I love Reese's peanut butter cups, so I learned to make them at home with much healthier ingredients. Same thing with the internet. Like, just a friend of mine, Melissa Drake, like, she's an editor, and I'm pretty sure she sources all of her clients from Facebook, like Facebook groups, reaching out to different pages. I tagged her in one for Entrepreneur, their page yesterday, because they posted an article with some bullet points. It was like five things. One had the number one beside it, and the other kind of title headings were just bold. They didn't list 2 through 5. So, like, things like that, she could easily reach out and, hopefully make some business with them, Yeah, so how do you spend your time? Dora, stop doing that. That's really gross. Hey. She doesn't spend her time well. Just kidding. She's a dog. She can sleep all the time. This guy back here, I got Sully off of Facebook. Zephyr and I had moved into an apartment on our own. It was the first time we didn't have roommates or live with somebody else. And I wanted to get a second dog for her. I didn't want her to be lonely. I wanted her to have a companion, especially on days that I work, pretty late. And literally I think it was within 2 days of really like having that thought. A friend's mom from back home posted on Facebook that a coworker had a Labradoodle puppy that she needed to rehome because it wasn't working out with her family. And, I got in contact with her, reached out, and, a few days later met her up and got this guy over here. And look at him. He's just precious. He's like the best dog ever. And, so if not for Facebook, I wouldn't have Sully, and our lives would not be whole. So, you think of seeing people travel, and, I have quite a lot of people that have commented that they love when I travel, I post a lot of pictures and things like that, and they follow me. They live kind of vicariously through my travels, and that makes me happy for them. Maybe it'll inspire them to pick up and, go somewhere, go to Singapore, go to London, go to Madrid, go to Germany, go to China, wherever you want, wherever your heart takes you. Like, it's really not that expensive if you break it down. If you take like one big trip a year, that's cool. That is really awesome. If you take a bunch of small trips each year, that's cool too. Like, whatever you can kind of fit into your life and your, I don't want to say your budget, because I don't want anybody to limit themselves, but just make space for it, prioritize it, cut out, if you can't earn some extra money and you're limited on your earning income in your mind, then, reconfigure your budget and pull some in to save. But do what makes you happy. Like if you see other people doing really cool stuff on Facebook and you're like, man, I want to do that, like go do it. What's stopping you? So use the internet for the tool of good. If anybody would like to talk about it, to figure out how to do it, please reach out. I'm always open. I'm pretty responsive. At least I try to be. The only time I'm not super responsive is when I'm asleep. I'm usually pretty responsive during the day, so I'm on my phone a lot. And when I'm walking, I'm one of those people that my phone is in my hand, and I'm either reading or responding to somebody. So I try to make the most of of walking and going to get a water or going to the restroom, whatever the case is. Driving, sitting in the red light, I'll be responding or reading to somebody. So those are my thoughts on the interwebs. Live good, live well. Cheers.